Today, what we need to discuss, we are discussing about interview questions, right? Okay. So let's see how it will be there and everything. Today, I will share the projects. You have to try to create it in the lab itself. Understand clearly or not? Okay. So Blinkit report as it is, you need to create as it is, same like that. Understand clearly. Am I audible, right? Online team. Hmm. Okay, so interview questions. Power BI interview questions. I'm preparing question and answers document also. Okay. Uh, So Power BI interview questions. Okay. So let's discuss about one by one. Tell me about yourself. Tell me about yourself means if it is an experience, different format will be there. If it is a fresher, different format will be there. Understand? If it is a fresher, what you have to say, like what is your name and what is your highest qualification? What is the specialization in that particular either in your education? Okay, how much percentage it is getting? And after that, okay, after that we need to discuss your family. Okay, that means your brother, sister, whatever it is, and your father is what father is doing, what mother is doing. Those all you have to mention. See, I already mentioned in this one. If it is a pressure, you have to say like this. Okay. I completed my graduation or post graduation in the year of 2022, and my specialization is computer science. My father is a farmer, and my mother is housewife. I have one brother. He completed ITI and he is doing his own business. Understand clearly? Like this, you have to prepare for a fresher, and you go with the fresher and see. Even if you have like 20 years, even if you have 4 years or 10 years or 40 years or 30 years experience, must and should tell me about yourself is the fixed question. So always everyone you guys need to focus on this one. Okay. First time whenever you are facing an interview, you thought like I can say tell me about yourself and confidently. But you once you will see the interviewer face, 100% you will face so many problems. You some few points also it is missing into that one. So that's the reason must and should before going for an interview, Each and every word you have to remember in your mind. Suppose if there is no paper, how you can say in front of mirror or in front of brother or sister, ask something like, tell me about yourself, how you are presenting. You have to check like that. Then they will say like these are the things you have to improve like that. Understand or not? Before going for an interview, you have to prepare. Tell me about yourself. That is the fixed question. No change in that question. So that's the reason, must and should, you have to prepare. Tell me about yourself. In tell me about yourself, okay, if it is a fresher, different one. If it is an experience, see here, same. My name is XYZ. Which is the latest company you are working? That company name, and from how many years you are working on that in this company, that you have to mention. Understand or not? In what is that? See, you worked on five companies, but don't mention all the five companies. Which is the latest one that you have to mention? In that company, how many years you work on? That you have to mention. Okay. And I'm good in Power BI and SQL Server. Hands-on experience on SQL Server query writing, Power BI DAX functions, and you can explore more on the skills. I mentioned only one point here on the skills related, but you can mention like 3 to 4 points or something like that. Tell me about yourself. It is not more than 3 minutes. Some people are saying 10 minutes also. That is wrong. Okay, not more than 3 minutes. If it is experience means your name and latest company name and how many years you have worked on that company and what are the skills you have it. Those all the skills you have to mention. Elaborate those skills. I'm doing this one, DAX function. I'm good in that one. I'm good in writing an SQL server queries, complex queries and everything. Understand clearly. Understand clearly. Okay. So like that. Okay. So must and should. Okay. So must and should you have to go with all these things. Understand clearly. Huh? Any doubts in this one? Yeah. This is the one. So this is tell me about yourself. So whenever you want to say like tell me about yourself, this is fixed. Don't worry. I will give a Power BI interview question and answers also. Okay. So this document also I will share to you. Next one is projects. Very, very important. See, Vijay, what projects I need to suppose if you are experienced, there are different things are there when you are mentioning projects. Suppose, for example, you have experience, but you didn't have experience in Power BI. You are working in some other technology like SQL server, but you want to face an interview on Power BI itself. You understand what I'm saying? I'm a .NET guy, but I want to migrate from .NET to Power BI. Whenever I want to migrate from .NET to Power BI, okay, first thing is, and you have to divide your experience and put it here. Suppose you have .NET 5 years experience, but you have knowledge in Power BI. Now, next company you want to move to the with Power BI. Understand or not? In the current company .NET, but you have a good knowledge in Power BI. So the .NET experience I want to migrate into Power BI. What you have to do? See, 2 years, 2 years you are working on .NET. Latest 3 years working on Power BI. You have to divide like that. You have total 5 years experience in .NET. Okay. First 2 years .NET. Latest 3 years, you have to put it in Power BI. Like that, you have to convert it. Understand clearly? Understand clearly. When you want to go with the next company, you have to say like this. If you are saying like .NET, I'm a .NET guy, then why you are coming to Power BI? If you want to go with the Power BI interview means first your in your resume you have to put Power BI related things. If you are simply putting .NET and Power BI, a person cannot interview with a .NET guy, right? You don't know what questions they need to ask and everything. Understand clearly. That's the reason must and should when you are mentioning any experience related one migration if you want to do, or else if someone want to put a fake experience, they want to put some fake experience, they are consulting with the consultancy, and they want to put like a 3 years or 4 years something there. When they want to put 4 years experience, completely Power BI. Understand or not? Because then only interviewer is asking questions on Power BI. You are putting on different technology, but you are facing a Power BI interview. What is the use? Understand or not? Even if you are putting a fake, okay, okay, fake experience and everything, always like from your education to and career, based on the gap you have to put an experience. Suppose my passed out is 2021. Still now I didn't get a job. Then from 2021 to till now, there is a gap, right? After my education, when I want to search my career, okay, at that point of time, from your education to career, what is the gap? That experience you have to put. Vijay, so my past out date is 2025. I want to put a fake experience. Is it possible? No, it is not possible. You passed out it this year. How can you put a fake experience on that one? It is not possible 100%. Understand? From your highest qualification to area, must and should, so there is a gap. Then only you can put a fake experience. Without having any gap, it is not possible to put experience onto that one. Understand or not? Suppose your education, like my PG is completed in 2022. Okay. And to now you didn't get any IT job. Then how much experience you can put? How much experience? How much experience? Huh? Oh, 4 years. 3 years you can put that one. Okay. 2022 years your post graduation is you're completed. And from to now you didn't get any job. You have a gap, right? 2022 to 2025, 3 years. With that 3 years only, you can put a fake experience and get all the documents and everything. Then you can proceed with that one. If you doesn't have any gap, you cannot put fake. Fake means this is the one. From your education to like career, must and should, there is a gap will be there. Then only you will get it. Otherwise, it is not possible. Understand clearly. Is that clear or not? Okay. Now, if it is a projects like if it is if it is a fresher we cannot expect anything. There are n number of fresher experiences there in your in your education, in your academic career. There is some projects they are mentioning, right? With those projects, you have to explore more onto this. Don't byheart it and say in the time of interview. Understand or not? Suppose you are doing bottle business. If you are doing a bottle business, what are all the steps? If someone is asking how to achieve this one, means you can explain it, right? Because it's your product. But projects, some people are what they are doing in their academic career is like something they are doing a project. At the time of interview, what academic project you are doing means they are by hurting one day before itself and they are saying those. That is completely wrong. First, you need to understand not only your project, you don't know how to do that one. Your project is not at all good. Then take your friend's project. Any project you gonna interviewer cannot check like whether you are doing that project or not. You can put any project, but you have to explain normal way. Like simply suppose, for example, what is your daily activity? I'm asking a question to you. Then you can explain it. If if you are asking to me, what is her daily activity means? How can I answer it? It is not possible, right? That's what. So then, like this, some unwanted answers I'm giving. That is a wrong. They can simply figure it out. So that's the reason. If you are a fresher, must ensure you can take a number of resumes in the in Google. In that, what is your academic career that you have to, because in if you are a fresher in interview point of time, they didn't ask a questions on Power BI or SQL Server. They are asking a questions on your academic related specialization. On specialization, it is asking a questions. Suppose you are a mechanical background. From mechanical, what is that one you are doing? Okay. They're asking some questions on mechanical, like how to solve that. Something like tricky questions they are asking. We didn't expect what type of questions they are asking if you are a fresher. So that's the reason you need to focus on specialization. What specialization in your you're doing in your project, in your academic career, that specialization, like prepare proper thing. In that specialization also must and should computer science will be there. In that computer science, first DBMS, they are asking a questions. Database management system. What is normalization? Okay. What is primary key? What is the difference between primary key and foreign key? What is not null? What is unique constraint? Constraints they are asking the questions. Okay. Understand clearly or not? So these type of questions they are asking, you have to mention that one. You're coming for an interview like a computer science, but your specialization is like a uh, mechanical. Then why you are coming to the IT? You have to answer that question. Suppose your specialization is mechanical, huh? Then why you are coming to the IT sector? Because you have to say like a proper way. Simply seeing the faces, it's not the cut. Like see here. Actually, college is very good. Suppose Usmania University is there. Usmania University is there. Everyone dream is to get the seat in Usmania University. Okay. What will happen? Sometimes with your rank, I'm not getting a proper seat in Usmania University in your specialization like computer science. Then what you are doing? Do you want to lose that opportunity? No. Immediately what you are doing? Like something like mechanical, okay, or easy, something you are taking on it because you know what that college related to. Understand? Or not? So that's the reason even you are interested in IT or computer science, but you didn't get a seat with your rank, but you don't want to lose that particular, okay, understand or not? University means it's very like a valuable thing, right? So that's the reason don't want to miss. Then what you are doing? You're doing some other seat, which is with your rank, what which is the best one that you can take that. That's what you nowadays it will happen, right? You have to explain like that. My college is very good, but I didn't get a with my rank, I didn't get a chance in computer science. So that's the reason I joined. Even in mechanical, also computers subjects are there or not? Yes, 100%. In any in our academic, in any even in suppose MBA. MBA is non-IT sector related, one. Even in that also computer related subject, one subject will be there. Like that. In any in your education, in any of the uh, um, means specialization, 100% computer science will be there. Understand or not? In that one, yeah, even it. So this is what, um, because of this reason, I'm not getting a seat in this particular one. Okay, with my rank, I'm not getting. So I try to join in another one. Understand? But even here also, because I'm very much interested in computer science, even in this also computer science will be there. Okay. So that's the reason. This is the reason you have to say like this. Simply like when they are asking, is not accepted. Understand clearly. These type of questions. And projects also. What project you are doing in your academic career means don't keep silent, man. Understand? Project means even if your project is not good, take your friend's project, which is easy to understand. What that project is related to, you are only doing that project. In that manner, you have to gain the knowledge in that particular project. Then only you can explain properly. Simply by heart it and explaining, that is completely wrong. Understand clearly? If you are a fresher, fresher means in which skills you have it. On those skills only you are doing a project, right? Suppose, for example, in Power BI interview, see here, see here. What is the project I'm doing here? Suppose, for example, the project name is, what is the project name? Cipla. Okay. What is that one? Project name is Cipla. Suppose this is the project I'm doing. What is this project related to? Healthcare, pharma related. That is called domain. This particular company, which products are delivered, that products are related to what purpose? Okay, that we can call it as a domain. It is a medicines, supply is preparing medicines. Medicines is for health, right? Health related things. That's the reason healthcare domain. Okay. Suppose, for example, Reddies are there. Reddies means, what is that one? What is the domain it is related to? In Reddies, what we are preparing there? Medicines or something. What is that one? It is a pharma. Understand or not? Those are called domains. Understand? So in this project, my responsibility is both the development and so. What is your roles and responsibility in your project if you are putting an experience? What is your roles means daily after going to the office? What activity you are doing in your project that you have to mention? Like suppose if I'm go to the Tech Mahindra, daily I'm going to Tech Mahindra. What I'm doing there? Simply taking a coffee and go to the cafeteria and eating a food and come back. No, right? What activity I'm doing in my project mean daily support as well as development we are doing. Most of the times companies are depends on support related one. Companies are support related one. Support means daily we are getting a jobs. Okay, tickets. Daily we are getting a ticket. Based on the tickets, we need to work and we need to complete that one. That's what we are doing. Okay. So some people, you don't know how to solve the Power BI, but I know that one. What what our company's commitment, we are giving a support who don't know how to solve the Power BI related issues. So those people who don't know this Power BI related one, they are simply raising a kits. For that, they are using a different tools like Jira, Remedy. Like that, there are so many ticketing tools are there. In these tools, users directly raise a ticket and assign it to which one Vijay Ramaraju is assigned. Then immediately I will get a notification so and so issue, so and so person it is assigned. So fix that particular one. Understand clearly? Understand? Once the ticket, I worked on that particular one, and after completing that, again, what I need to do in the ticket itself, I need to update it. I need to start working on that one, and I need to and working in progress. I'm doing that particular work. Once it is completed, the ticket is resolved. Check it from your end, and the status also need to close down like this. Understand or not? This is what I'm doing daily. I'm doing this activity. Okay. Development means if I'm doing a development, what development activity I'm doing? Suppose development, it is not a regular basis, it is there. Sometimes regular basis is there. Sometimes what will happen is development, it is like a quarterly wise. It's not simply like I'm giving a task to you. You start working on that one. In the organization, it is not happen. There is a procedure, is there. Any project, if you want to start it in the organization, 1 year it will take. Start development, it will take 1 year, because before that, so many activities they are doing. What activity? Like suppose, for example, you are doing simply all other clients are not directly giving a project to your company. They are having some budget. With that budget, everyone, each and every company will put a bid, apply a bid. So this is what, with the same project we want to complete. Suppose it 20 crores project. We need to complete 15 projects. Some people are 17. Some people are 12. Some people are 10. Like that then. Which is the which is the cheapest one? And in the cheapest one, they need to investigate about their companies. What the company success rate, success ratio, and everything, what awards they are getting, everything they will verify it. In that, which is the best one, they are taking that one. Clients are taking. Once they are taking, then there is so many procedures are there. They will they will send a POC document to the organization, and in that POC, what tools we are using, how many resources we are using into that one. When we start a development, when we start completing the development, when we move to the testing, when we move to the production related one. Understand clearly? These are all the activities they need to do it. And then once they prepare it, each, that means the cost, whatever tools we are using for that particular tools, the cost will be there, and cost will be there. Resource cost will be there. Understand clearly? Anna? Resource cost will be there. Management cost will be there. There are so many things are there. And after assigning all these things, they will submit to the client. Client is verifying how much cost it will happen, whether within the budget or not. They will verify all these things. They will see that one. Once they see that one, they will approve it. Once they approve, then the finance team will check with the client how they need to deliver the amount. Suppose after completing the development, if they are saying that I don't want to give a means issue, right? Even after giving a project to you, you are not doing anything on that one. After 3 months also, you're not giving any update on that particular project. And the time waste, everything waste, money waste also it will happen, right? Then they are, what they will do, they're simply, what will happen is whatever it is happening. So they are writing some agreements. Okay. So every 3 months or 2 months, you need to complete the payment, partial payments and everything. Understand? And deliverables also within the date they are mentioning means you have to complete the same day. Understand clearly? And once this process is completed, they are taking a sample document from the users, clients. And with that one, they will prepare what tools is the best one. They are preparing the tools, those tools, and storing those tools, storing their data into those tools. And then after that, they will start a development activity. See what part it is. These are the steps it is followed in the organization, not simply like Vijay is giving a task and then you are taking the task and you are doing. In the organization, if you want to start any new project, okay, for a development, at least 7 months it will take. Until that, the higher manager, project managers, okay, project leaders always need to check with the clients how the data will be there, understand the requirement. Those people will take that. Understand? The final stage, it will comes to you. There itself, you start developing. Your part is very easy when compared to the others. But you have to deliver within the date. What date it is mentioned within the date, you have to complete that one at any cost. Understand clearly? This is what the development activity it is happening. Understand in the organization level. Okay. Same like this. See here, I'm writing all the thing clearly. What responsibilities? Like my responsibility is both developments. If it is a support, I'm raising. So users are raising an issues in the tool called Remedy. In this Remedy ticketing tool, there are two tickets are available. One is incident problem. What is incident and what is problem ticket? See here, clearly mentioned how the development activities we are doing in the organization level. Clearly mentioned. See here, first we need to prepare POC and submit to the clients once we get an approval from client. Then we need to get the sample data from the client, analyze the data set, store the data in different databases like SQL Server or Oracle. They're storing the data in a secure. Most of the time, they are storing their secure data in a databases only. Okay, understand it? Like this. Even the next project also. See here, other tool. It is also Naira Energy. It is an oil and natural gas. That means we are extracting the crude oils, right? That project we are handling. Okay. But here also both develop. What is the project it is related to? In this project, we are extracting the oil from wells. Store that oil in the rigs. That rigs will send it to the refineries. There itself it is filtered. Okay. Understand clearly. These are all the things that will happen. And how to use this particular one in your in your Power BI. In Power BI manner, you have to explain it. That data we are pulling into Power BI, how many wells are open, how many wells are closed. In Power BI presentation, we can solve that particular one. That's what we are. Understand clearly. No? Next, what is the next one? RLS. What is RLS will do? What is the full form of RLS? Full form of RLS is row level security. What is that? Row level security. Very, very, very important topic. Row level security. Why we need to implement this one? Suppose you created one report, but in that report, different countries' data will be there. Okay, different countries' data, different users' data will be there. One user is US country, one user is Australia, one user is UK. Understand or not? These users, their country data they are having in the same report. When they are selecting the country or when they are selecting the user, that related data they can see. But the problem is he can see his data. Along with that, he can see others related data also. He can see others related data also. To overcome this one, what we need to do means we have to implement RLS. What is the full form of RLS? Row level security. What is that one? Row level security. In this row level security, what it will happen here it is, okay, who log into that particular, who is viewing that particular report, okay, that related data only they can see. Suppose X user is viewing the report. X user can see X user's data only. He cannot see Y user's data or Z user's data. That's the reason RLS concept is implemented. Understand? How to implement RLS? In RLS, there are two types of RLS are there. One is static RLS, another one is dynamic RLS. What is static and what is dynamic? Static RLS means, what is static RLS? Static RLS means which user I'm giving, only for that particular user only we need to restrict it. But remaining other users cannot restrict the data. Understand or not? Suppose if I'm giving a static, if I'm implementing a static RLS means specific user I'm giving. Only that user can see their data. He cannot see others related data. That's what the restriction will happen. If suppose if other users, what will happen? He can see their data and others related data also. Understand or not? Static means specific users own data only restricted. Which user I'm giving, that user can see that related data only. He cannot see others related data. Understand clearly enough? But what others will do, others can see any type of data because only one particular user only we can restrict it. Others can see any type of data, any user's data and yes. Understand clearly or not? Any doubts in this one? Hmm? Is that clear or not? Okay. So let's see how to implement RLS. Another one is, sorry, there are two types of RLS. One is static RLS, another one is dynamic. Static means specific user we can restrict it. Dynamic means there are two DAX functions are used in dynamic. In dynamic RLS, there are two DAX functions are used. Dynamic means for any user we can restrict it. Static means specific user. For dynamic means any user we can restrict the data. But here there are two types of DAX functions are available. One is user name DAX function, another one is user principal name DAX function. What is username? Username will return the domain name. That means domain means like this it will be there. Suppose I am working in Tech Mahindra. TechM / what is my name, that it will. This we can call it as a domain. Understand clearly? Suppose that means you can restrict the data like this domain wise. Okay. For that one, you have to use a DAX function called username. Next one is user principal name. This function will return mail ID. With mail ID, we can restrict the data. Understand or not? Either domain wise we can restrict the data or mail ID wise we can restrict the data. Understand clearly or not? Okay. So that means if you want to implement RLS, must ensure either in that particular data set, in any of the data set, either domain related column or mail ID column must ensure you have to maintain. Then only we can implement RLS. That means mail ID like this or domain like this. In any data set, you must ensure you have this column, either domain column or mail ID column. If If these any of these two not there, we cannot implement or else. Remember this point. Understand clearly. Very, 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 very important. Okay. If the data is there in a domain data or mail ID, most of the time, as per my experience, always mail ID is the best option. Understand clearly. Why mail ID is the one? Because sometimes here V is capital, sometimes V is small letter. Like that they are giving. But this is always in a small letters only it is there. Understand clearly or not? So that's the reason mail ID is the best option because there is no spaces are there in the mail ID, right? That's the reason every time to restrict the data, mail ID is the best option. Mhm. Next, RLS can be, see, if you want to implement RLS means must and should in your data set, okay? In your data set, mail ID or domain column is required. Understand clearly? Okay. Let's see how to implement RLS. See, if you want to implement RLS means in Power BI desktop only we are implement RLS. How to implement RLS? Go to View tab and not here in modeling. In modeling tab. In Power BI desktop in modeling tab. Did you see security option is there? Here only we are implementing RLS. Click on manage roles. And did you see what is this one? New option is there or not? Click on new option. You can give like RLS12. I'm giving like this. Understand or not? First, you have to give the role name. And after that, in which data set your mail ID or domain column is there? In that data, first you have to select the data. Suppose in this data set, I have a mail ID column or domain column. So select this one and click on new. Once you click on new, okay, immediately you have to select that mail ID column or domain column. Okay. So if your in your data set is mail ID column is there, then you have to select that mail ID column. If you in your data set you have domain column, your mentor, domain column, your and here if it is a mail ID, what is the DAX function you have to implement? User principal name. If it is a if it is a domain name is user name. Okay. And see here. After that, click on. That's it. Over. Successfully applied the role changes or not. Close it. Over. RLS can be implemented on that particular data set. Now, what you have to do? Immediately, you have to publish your report into Power BI service because in Power BI service, few options you have to enable it. Understand clearly? Okay. Once your report is moved to the Power BI service after implementing RLS in Power BI desktop, then immediately you have to log into the Power BI service in the browser it is. Understand? What is your mail ID? There. Understand clearly? Suppose I'm publishing this report, right? In this one, you have a data set, right? Data set is there or not? In the data set, click on three dot buttons in the data set. Did you see security option is there or not? Security option is there or not? Click on this security option. Did you see? RLS 1 2 role only created. So here in that particular in that particular data set, you're maintaining a mail ID columns, right? Those mail ID columns manually you have to enter and click on add and save. That's it. Understand or not? Don't worry. Which a thousand mail IDs are there? No, it is not like thousand mail IDs. It is not like more than five mail IDs. The same mail ID is repeating multiple times because record wise it is there. Maximum five users are there. For those users mail ID only you have to give and click on add and save. What will happen? They are viewing a report in Power BI service only, right? Whoever is logging, see here, based on their credentials only, they are logged into the Power BI service, right? With this mail ID, here mail ID, whichever it is matching, that related data only we can see it in that particular report. Remaining others related data, he didn't have an access to see that one. Understand clearly? Or not? Understand clearly. This is what we can implement RLS. But RLS can be, that means how many types of roles are there in workspace? In workspace, if you want to give workspace access to the different people, based on the roles only we can give, right? How many types of roles are there? Four types of roles. What are those? Admin, member, contributor, and viewer. Okay. But RLS can be implemented by viewer role user only. Remember this point. What is that one? Viewer role person only can implement RLS. Everyone is thinking like admin, member, contributor like that. Viewer role user only can be implemented by RLS. Understand? Is that clear or not? Is that clear or not? Okay. This is how we can restrict the data for the understand clearly. No? Don't forget this one. Very important. Next one. They will sometimes they are asking procedure also. How to implement RLS? Can you please tell me? They're asking like this. Okay. Next question is what is the next question? Incremental refresh. This this is also I didn't explain in regular class. Incremental refresh. Suppose where we are refreshing a report. Tell me where we are refreshing a report. Where we can refresh a report. Huh? Where we can refresh a report. Okay, in Power BI only in Power BI service we can refresh. Desktop also we can refresh. Yeah. Most of the times that means in Power BI desktop and Power BI service also we can refresh any type of Power BI report, right? When we are refreshing, what will happen? Suppose in Power BI desktop, when you click on refresh, what will happen? In that data set, from starting record to ending record in the data source data set, it is loaded. Again, after loading, again, if you click on refresh, what will happen? From the same data source, data set, from starting. Means there is an issue. There is a drawback here. What is the drawback is old data already it is there in Power BI memory. Again, why you are loading? Understand or not? When you click on refresh, I want only latest data. I don't want old data. Old data is already there in my Power BI memory. Then again, why we need to load it? When you click on refresh in the data source data set, from starting record to ending record, every time, how many times you are refreshing, in all the cases, it is loading that particular data. But that is wrong. That is completely wrong into that one. Okay. So what will happen is always you need to load latest data, which is the new data which is not there in Power BI memory. That data only you have to load it. Remaining data, it is already there in Power BI, right? But if you want to refresh from starting record to ending record, suppose it is taking 20 minutes. If you are loading the latest data, how much time it has to be taken? From starting record to last record, if you want to refresh for that one, it is taking 20 minutes. If you want to refresh the latest data, how much time it has to be taken? It is taking very less time, right? Instead of loading the from starting record to ending record, I want latest data. Latest data, it is not more than 10,000 or 20,000 it is. Understand or not? When you are refreshing that 10,000 or 20,000, actually there are 20 lakhs records are there. I'm refreshing only 20,000. What will happen? 20,000 records refresh, how much time it is taken? 2 minutes, 3 minutes, something like that. See, previously 20 minutes it is taking to refresh it. 2 minutes it is completed. But the complete data is available or not? Yes. Then we have to implement incremental refresh. If you are not implementing incremental refresh in each and every data set, every time from starting record to last record, every time it is refreshing. Understand? Whenever you are refreshing from starting to ending data, every time it is getting. That is a problem it is. To overcome this one, what is that one? Only latest data. Understand or not? How to load the latest data? Means if you want to, how you can load only data? How you can say that is the latest data? Can anyone tell me? How you can say that is the latest data? Because see, if you want to see that is the latest data means based on the date column. That means when they are loading the data in the respective tables, they need to maintain one date column. In the date column, suppose they are loading today. What will happen? Today date, whatever it is there, that date, it is enter into that particular date column. Okay. Then what I need to do with that date? That means what is the today date is there, that data only I'm loading, right? Fourth date, 8th month, 2025 data only I'm loading into Power BI. Remaining data, it is already there. That's the reason. If you want to implement incremental refresh means in those data set, must and should date column must and should require. Okay. When they are loading any type of data, based on the date column, we can load that latest data. Understand clearly, no? Is that clear or not? Okay. So When the huge amount of data is there in any of the data set, better to implement incremental refresh on the data set. Otherwise, it always loads the data whenever you are refreshing from starting record to last record every time. If 1 crore record is there, means how much time it has to be taken, right? That's the reason implement increment. If you want to implement incremental refresh, means what is required? What is required in the data set? Date column. Don't forget this one. If you are not maintaining, how can I say that is the latest date? It is not possible, right? That's the reason date column must ensure. With the date column only, we can load the latest data. We can use that one. Understand clearly? Is that clear or not? Any doubts in this one? Huh? Okay. So this. Let's see how to implement incremental refresh means. In Power BI desktop only, incremental refresh can be implemented. In Power BI desktop only, we can implement the incremental refresh. How to implement in Power BI desktop? Whichever report you want to implement incremental refresh, you have to open that report in Power BI desktop. And under the data tab, which data set having more, which data set you want to implement incremental refresh on the data set under the data tab, you have to right click on that particular data set. Did you see incremental refresh? Incremental refresh is not on report level. On data set level, we can implement incremental refresh. Which data set you want to implement incremental refresh on the data set? Right click on the data set, click on incremental refresh. And here data set you are selected. But right now we cannot implement because we are using free version. And you are using a premium license, then only we can implement. See here. Now you have to select the date column which you maintain. Okay. I want to pick in Power BI, I want to pick the latest data. What DAX function? Today function. Today function display the current. That today function, whichever it is matched in the date column, that related data only it is loaded. You understand what I am saying? That is how we can implement incremental. That's it. Every time, whenever you refresh this particular data set, only latest data only it is refreshed. Understand clearly now? Like this. Okay. Next one. You know, these are all the things like a model related one. I already explained what is cardinality, both model related one, increment, model, the cardinality and cross filter direction, how many ways we can provide a relationship. Okay. How many active relationships we can provide. Those are all the things we discuss it on. Okay. Next one is bookmark also we discuss it, right? Hiding or showing a visual is called bookmark. Next, parameterized reports we created, right? In transform data. Okay. Drill down and drill through. Explain. Check it one. Now, what is the difference between this is an important entry question. Different between measure and calculated column. Very good. I gave the difference between measure and calculated column here. Check it once. Understand or not? See here. Which DAX functions returns a single value? Those we can apply it on measure. Okay. We can see measure values only in any visual or DAX query view tab, right? Okay. Calculated, whichever DAX functions on row level calculation, those we can apply it on calculated column, or we can call it as a new column. New column is nothing but a calculated column here. If anyone is asking the difference between new measure and new calculated column means new column. Calculated column means new column. Understand or not? We can see calculated column values in a table view or in any visualization or DAX query view tab. Understand clearly or not? Hmm? Understand clearly or not? Is that clear or not? See here. Okay. And I prepare a DAX functions, limited DAX functions, which is most of the times here. You at least prepare these DAX functions. Very, very important. Understand clearly or not? Understand clearly. Next one is merge queries, append queries. We discuss it, right? In transform data, it is there. What is the difference between these two? They are asking. Okay. So don't worry. I prepared the answers for this one. Check it once. How to increase the performance of the report using performance analyzer. Already explained to you. Okay. Next, edit interaction. How many edit interactions are there? Three types. What are those? Huh? Highlight. Huh? Huh. Yes, very good. Filter, none, highlight. Okay. Interactions I already told, right? Those we can, very important interview question. Okay. Next one, lock objects. I already explained or not? What is lock object? If you don't want to move the visual from one place to another place, lock objects, I already discussed it. Check it once. Types of filters in Power BI. How many types of filters are there? No, five types. Remember, if anyone is asking a question, how many types of filters are there in Power BI means how many types are there? Five types. What are those? Means filter on this visual, filter on this page, filter on all pages, drill down and drill through. Total five filters. Remember, don't forget this one. In filter span, how many filters are there? You have to say three. But in Power BI, how many types of filters are there? Means you have to say no, five. Five. Don't forget it. In Power BI, how many types of filters are there? Means five. Five. What are those? Filter on this visual, filter on this page, filter on all pages, drill down and drill through. Don't forget it. Next, sync slicer, we discussed it, right? Yes. Dimensions and facts, I didn't discuss it. I will tell you. Listen. Dimension facts means means in a model, dimensions means primary tables. We are discussing a live project, right? Resume dashboard. In that resume, what is the primary table? What is the primary table in resume dashboard? It employee details. Employee details is the data set that is the primary, right? That primary table we can call it as DIMS. Fact tables means remaining all other tables like education details, image details, okay, skills, all these things, employee skills, everything, other data sets are those all we can call it as a fact tables. Understand or not? That means which is the master table and that we can call it as a dimension. Which tables are depend upon other tables, then those are fact tables. Because the child tables always depends upon the parent table, right? Then that is called fact tables. And another question is, which type of schema model you are designing in your project? They're asking this question. What is that one? Which type of schema models you are using in your project? You have to say like star schema, snowflake schema, tabular model. Star schema means this is one. In model, one fact table is connected with multiple dimensions. Multiple dimensions to multiple facts is called star schema. Snowflake schema means multiple dimensions to multiple dimensions. When you provide a relationship, that is called snowflake schema. Tabular means normal table. Which schema model you are using in any of the project? Always star schema. We cannot maintain any of the project. All are like dimensions. It's very difficult, right? Understand or not? So always star schema model only each and every Power BI you're using. Understand clearly or not? Difference between slicer and filter, you know, right? In filters also, in slicer we are filtering. In filter span also filter on this visual, filter on this page and filter on all pages. We are filtering a column. What is the difference? I told you, right? Slicer filters everyone can see. But filter span only developer knows because we can hide that filter span right after filtering. That is the one. Okay. How to avoid many to many relationship? I already explained this one. When we are discussing about model related one, it is a plan. What are the components of Power BI? What are the components of Power BI? There are three types of components are there. Power Query, Power Pivot, and Power View. Right? Power Query, Power Pivot, and Power View. Those are the components of the Power BI. Next one is import and direct query. Did I explain this one or not? Where I explained this? When we are connecting with SQL Server, I explain you this point. Import and direct query. In import, how we can pull the data using direct query. When we are connecting with SQL Server, there are two types of connectivity modes are there. These two we can call it as connectivity modes. When you are connecting with SQL Server or Oracle, these two modes will be there. Understand clearly? Okay. Latest versions of Power BI means every month they are going to release a new versions. So that's the reason every month you have to follow. What are the in this question? What is the current version when you are facing an interview? At that point of time, what is the current version? What is the previous one? These two, 2 points. One is enough. Did you see in the latest version? That means in July version, did you see some left in the left pan? Did you see TMDL? TMDL. What is this one? Like a rich, a rich code editor that allows you to write the code here. Okay, and everything. Okay. So this is the option it is entered here. This is the tab it is enabled. Okay. You can write some scripting here. By writing some scripting, you can generate the outputs also. Okay. For that, you have to use TMDL. In the latest version, in July version, this particular one is option is enabled. Understand or not? One is enough. What is this one? You have to more explore. When you, if you want to know means how would I know Vijay means you have to go to the Google Power BI July 2025 update. If you click on this one, did you see? See, see here. All these are Copilot related one options only. Okay. I already mentioned few of the options here. No? Okay. Clearly it is mentioned here. Those you have to go with that one. What is the latest versions and everything mentioned clearly here. See here. In 2025 June as well as May. This is enough. Okay. May, June is enough. In June related one, in visual calculations, parameters pickers are added to calculate this one. Okay. In May 2025, visual calculation, two new DAX functions we can implement, that is lookup and lookup with totals and everything. Understand? Like that you have to explain it. Okay. The just whether you are following the latest versions or not. Understand or not? Next one is Power BS service. In Power BI service, we already discussed, right? Workspaces, apps. Don't worry, what is content packs means? Apps is nothing. We already created an app, right? That app is nothing but content pack. Dashboards, building blocks. I didn't explain this one. Building blocks means in Power BI service under the workspace, what are all the things are there? Those we can call it as building blocks, like a dashboard, report, data set, data flows, workbooks. These are all called building blocks. Understand? Don't worry. In question and answers, I mentioned how to share a report to the multiple users using share option, using apps option, we can share it, and schedule refresh, gateway, and website or portal. Okay. And usage metrics, data flow, different roles available in Power BI. These are all the things we discuss it. Okay. So this is what all the questions for Power BI related. Okay. Most of the time, 1 2 points only I'm not covering. That is RLS incremental. Remaining all things I covered it. Okay. That's it. Don't worry. I will share along with the projects these related one also. Today I will share it in the Google Classroom. Check it. Last one is resume preparation. Okay. Like see, while at the time of preparing Power BI resume, you can take any template. I'm taking this template. You can take something like a image wise template. Anything it is accepted. But in this one, key points are professional summary. Remaining things name, email, mobile number, you know how to give that one. Professional summary, like what are all the skills you have it. Those skills must and should. See here. Like you're you're saying like a .NET or Power BI. Do .NET and Power BI related one you have to mention. And and here first one is how many years of experience and what are the skills you have. That is the first point in professional summary. And next points are what skills you mentioned here. Those skill related points you need to mention here. Very, very important point. What skills you are mentioned here, those skill related points, like suppose Power BI. In Power BI, what are all the topics you have covered? Those you have to like mention what 3 to 4 lines. Next to .NET. .NET related below, always latest one is always top. Okay. And old one always below it will be there. Understand or not? Here, suppose your .NET. .NET like a 3 to 4 points you can mention. Some people are copy and paste it. That is okay. You can copy and paste. That is fine. But the thing is, while you are copy and paste it, after copy and paste, check it properly. Whether you know that point or not. If you don't know, remove it. Because of including that point only, my friend is getting a job. That's the reason I'm also no, that is wrong. Because interviewer is asking that question to you means you are not able to answer it. So you have to be very, 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 very careful on this one. Understand clearly or not? So those are all the related points. And what are the technical skills you have it? Those technical skills related one. And here, see, I'm explaining this is experience related resume, not fresher. Fresher having like there are common thing. It is not changing fixed. It is a fixed one because we don't know for a fresher what type of interview question they are asking. We don't know because they are focusing on your academic career related. It is not related to skill related. They are not focusing on that one. Understand clear? Very, very important point. Understand? Work experience. How much experience you have it. And see here, in the work experience, suppose you are working on 5 companies. You worked on 5 companies, but you have don't mention all the 5 companies. Which is the latest one? That only. In that latest company, from which period to which period? Understand clearly? Is that clear or not? And here projects, we already discussed the projects, right? The same project. Here client, who is your client? That means which project you are working. That project we can call it as a client. Suppose I'm working a project called GSK. GSK means it is a healthcare related one. Understand clearly? That is a client. And what is your roles and response? That means in this particular project, what skills you are using that one? Those skills. What is the domain it is? Pharma related one, right? Okay. From which period to which period you are working in the project? Understand or not? And the description. Just two, three lines about that particular project. First, like suppose I'm using Redis. What is Redis related to? Just two, three lines. And after that, in that project, what are all the roles and responsibility in that project? Using Power BI and SQL Server, what are all the things here? You can elaborate it, explain it properly. I'm implementing drill down, drill through, like DAX functions I'm writing for calculating the last year, current year, sales and everything, those related one. I'm creating different types of custom visuals. What those custom visuals and everything you can mention each and everything here. Understand clearly or not? Next, another project that also. At least two projects are enough. Up to how many years we can mention two projects? Up to 9 to 9 years. Up to 9 years, two projects are in your resume. Don't mention more than that one. Why? Because interviewer doesn't have a time to review all the projects what you mention in your resume. What is the current project which you explain it properly? That is the first one. After that, second one. Like that, you have to mention. Only two projects are enough. Understand clearly? Maximum three. We cannot put more than that. You're working on 40 projects in Power BI. Simply like 40 projects you I'm handling 40 projects in that one. No, it is. You cannot include all the 40 projects here. Understand or not? Latest two, which is better to explain it that you have to put in the first. And highest education qualification. Okay. Which university, which college, and everything, where it is that you have to mention. That's it. For a fresher, it is not fixed. Why I'm not explaining a fresher? This is an experience related resume. Fresher don't know what type of things we can mention. All is academic related. I'm an electrical background. Electrical related points you have to mention. I cannot say like what points you can mention. Understand or not? Okay. Academic related one only, most of the time they are focusing on this one. Understand clearly? This is about resume related. Understand clearly? And next one is emails. Emails are while you are sending any emails to any company HRs, you need to be very polite answers. You have to reply to emails and always you are proactive. Very important. Suppose, for example, today HR is saying like tomorrow you have an interview. Suppose he or she need to send out a link to you. If they are forgetting, you have to proactively respond it. I didn't get any emails. Sorry to disturb you. I didn't get any emails from you. You said tomorrow is the interview. Still now I didn't get any email. You have to, because n number of people they are trying to in they're interviewing. So at that point of time, your name they cannot remember, right? So that's the reason you always proactive. Once the interview is completed, immediately send out an email. So, hi Sunita, this interview is just now it is completed. Okay, I I want a feedback from you whether if I'm selecting or not. Please get the feedback and let me know, like that. You can send out an email. 2 days after 3 days also she didn't send out an email. Okay, immediately call to her. Sorry to disturb you, Sunita. I didn't get any response from you. What is the feedback from getting? I can accept anything, whether it is positive or negative. Until you will get a job in that company, you are the responsible person to talk with those people. Suppose 10 times they are scheduling an interview. Don't shouting on HR, because job is need for you. So based depends on the situation. If the n number of times they are postponing the interviews, means be calm, be patient. If you are rejecting or something will happen again for next interview, again from starting itself you have to start, right? First interview onwards you need to start again. That's the reason always be patient. Understand? 10 times they are postponing the interview. 11th time, even though, like, sorry, like the postpone will happen. So that's the reason. When when I know, when can I expect the interview and everything like that? Always the communication to the HR is very important until you will get a job. They are verifying all these points. Understand clearly? Is that clear? Okay. These are all the things you have to do it. Okay. Don't worry. Sample resume, interview questions, answers, and projects also. After 10:30, I will share it. Okay, check it. I hope each and everyone can understand what I am explaining. This is the last class for everyone. And thank you very much for each and everyone to join my classes. Okay. I hope you understand each and every topic, and I'm not missing any topic in Power BI and SQL Server. Okay. So I hope like I'm giving a full-fledged knowledge on you. I hope you understand my document, you understand my way of explanation, everything. Thank you very much for each and everyone to join my classes and listen my classes patiently, everything. If you have any doubts or anything, please reach out in the Telegram group itself. Whenever I am free, I'm responding to this one. Personally, not in the group. You have to personally in the Telegram itself, you have to ping. Like if anything urgent in there in your project or somewhere it is. Understand or not? Okay. Don't worry. Uh, all the best for each and every one. Okay. Until you are getting a job, don't lose your hope. Okay. So whenever you have any doubts or anything is there, please reach out to me. Okay. So that in the phone itself, if I'm explaining, you have to take those inputs and based on that, you have to try to implement those related. Vijay, can you show me that it is not possible? Because we don't know in which situation I'm there. I cannot show that one and how it is implemented and everything. That point. Whatever I'm saying in the phone itself, you have to understand that one. You have to try to implement that one. Understand clearly? Okay. Once again, all the best for each and everyone. Until you will get a job in IT sector, don't lose your hope. IT is the best job you can survive in this one. Either for ladies or gents it is. Like don't lose your hope. Lose your hope like I'm not getting after 6 months also. I'm not getting a job in after 1 year. Until you succeed, don't leave this particular option. If you start any other things from starting itself, again from scratch onwards, you have to start. That's the reason. Understand clearly? Anna? Thank you very much for joining my classes. If someone is hurt my words, I'm really sorry for this one. But if you have any doubts or anything, always try to touch in Telegram itself. Understand clearly? Okay. So yes, Likita. Always mentor is also there to clear all your doubts and everything. Understand or not? Okay. That didn't I didn't send that one. SQL, Power BI, and transform data document. I send it right. Huh? I send it Neeraja. Check it once. I already sent it right. Power BI, SQL, transform data difference document. I shared it. Check it once. Thank you. Thank you for everyone. Okay. At least once you get a job, at least pass the information. Yeah. Okay. Don't worry. I didn't ask any party or something like that. Once you get a job, I will give the party. Yeah. Don't worry. At least once you meet me, so that we can go to the restaurant there itself, take some biryani, and you can share your experience how you are facing in that company and everything. Understand clearly or not? Okay. You can meet me, guys. Okay. Okay. So we can stop it here, and we'll we'll continue in the next Python free class it is. Okay. I will conduct free Python classes. I will intimate you in the Telegram group itself whenever I want to conduct it. So then I will intimate you in the Telegram so that attend the free Python related classes. Understand clearly? Okay. So thank you for everyone, guys. Okay. Bye. All the best for everyone. Okay. Bye, guys.